book?
My name is Amal Awad. I'm an author based in Sydney. My new book is called Beyond Veiled Clichés, The Real Lives of Arab Women. It's my fourth book. I love to write about cultures and religions that haven't been really dealt with before in books. So they always say as a writer you should write what you know, and I did that with my first book, Courting Samira, and with my sequel, This Is How You Get Better. Now with Beyond Veiled Clichés, I've taken a non-fiction path and decided to explore the lives of Arab women. The reason why I did this was because for so long I'd read books by non-Arab women about Arab women, and I understood their curiosity in a way, but I also didn't understand, I guess, the approach that they took. They would go off to the Middle East and interview women from different backgrounds and try to understand their lives, but I wasn't really quite sure what they were concluding at the end of it or why they were doing it. I felt like Arab women actually have great capacity to speak about themselves and their lives. I don't feel like they are as hidden as people think they are. There is a very prevalent image of the Arab woman being veiled, meek, subjugated, and frightened all the time. Well, guess what? Not all Arab women are Muslim, not all Muslim women veil, not all Muslim women are even very religious. I really wanted to, I guess, unpack a lot of these ideas about Arab women. I don't think I have a really central message with the book, but I did have a purpose, and that was to demystify without too much effort. I really just wanted to give women the opportunity to talk about their lives. And it really wasn't hard at all in the end to get women to do that. Women do want to talk about their lives. They want to share, they want to tell stories, they want to grow and prosper. And I think one of the most important ways of addressing gaps of knowledge is to tell stories. Storytelling is such a rich and powerful way of not changing mindsets, but just opening minds and helping people to understand the way people live in different ways. How we live is so important. I think we project a lot onto others, our own concerns about life. And in a time when terrorism is a daily headline and Islamic terrorism is actually the daily headline, it's really important that we understand that there are human beings at the heart of all of these stories. So I really wanted to take the time to speak to women about their lives, to show their humanity, to normalize them. And with the book Beyond Veiled Clichés, there are so many themes that came up for these women, and I let them tell their own stories. I didn't dictate what I would talk about. Interestingly enough, it was the same thing everywhere. Identity, belonging, relationships. In Australia especially, identity and belonging was a huge issue for Arab women. In the Middle East, it was much more about women's rights and feminism and their place in society. I think in Australia, racism is a huge issue for Arab communities. And I think the differences between the women in the Arab world and in Australia were quite interesting to see. At the heart of all of this are women who have dreams and hopes and beliefs that they're all trying to negotiate in their lives. They very happily spoke to me about these things, very emotionally sometimes. I really hope people can sit down with the book and listen to these women, not just read them. I feel like these women made a bond with me, but also with the reader that they didn't see at the time. There are so many things that we don't understand about each other in this world, and we don't have to love and accept everything, but we should accept that people can be different, and it doesn't mean that they are wrong or that it's bad. I think that there are a lot of things that will surprise people in the book. I also think there are a lot of things that won't surprise people. I think they will connect more deeply than they expect to when they read Beyond Veiled Clichés. The kinds of topics in the book are really interesting. Women were very open about everything from feminism to sex, to sexuality, to identity, to racism, to wearing the veil, of course. That was a huge issue for a lot of women, particularly as we see perhaps a rise of conservatism amongst some people and a reduction of it in others. In any case, I feel like it's always up to the person who's living a story to tell it, and I think that that's what we have in Beyond Veiled Clichés.